Master!
Hi everyone, Master here with a brief review of the RSI Mantis. The Mantis is an interdiction and quantum enforcement craft. It doesn't have a lot of shielding or armor, nor very strong weapons, but what it can do is pull ships out of quantum travel or prevent them from entering quantum travel. The Mantis has two size 1 shields, like a light fighter. It has two size 1 hydrogen fuel tanks, and one size 1 quantum fuel tank and drive. It has a decent range, at least for those small tanks. Combat speed is 168 meters a second, and max speed is 1,220 meters a second. That's fast enough to keep up with many ships, except ones designed for straight-out forward flight. The price is $150 on the website, available all the time, or 1.2 million UEC in-game in Lorville. You can also rent it for 25,000 UEC per day. The Mantis has a distinctive sleek RSI design, especially with the engine nacelles sticking out similar to a Constellation ship, or the Star Trek Enterprise. It's just missing VTOL engines, but probably doesn't need them as much as the Mantis is not as useful near planetary surfaces. Inside the Mantis has reasonable quarters for the player. There's a bed to log out of, a small kitchen with food processor and coffee maker. There's also a toilet in a sort of hidden panel in the wall. All the ship components are accessible from inside, but it's waiting for a gold pass to make them active. There is a small elevator that reaches down to the ground from the back of the ship. The center of the ship looks sort of empty, but really all the components are there under the floor, so I guess CIJ didn't want to cover that all up. For weapons, it has two size 3 fixed guns, which is pretty decent for an interceptor and does decent damage. The only drawback is that the ship is not as agile as many fighters, so it takes a bit of work hitting quick targets with them. You can instead put size 2 gimbal guns on them if you're going against more agile ships. There are two size 3 missile launchers with two size 2 missiles each. These missiles work pretty well against fighters, but don't do a whole lot of damage against larger ships. The quantum enforcement device, located in the back of the ship, can snare any ships out of quantum travel in a 10 to 20 kilometer bubble around the ship. It can also prevent ships from jumping into quantum travel in a 2 kilometer bubble. That's called quantum dampening. Just keep in mind, snaring or dampening ships is considered a hostile act and can give you a crime stat if you use it against non-bounty targets. To use the QED, you need to turn it on with the MFD, then press right-click and let it charge up. You can see the charge indicator in the top right of the HUD, where the gun indicator is. When you turn it on, you'll notice the protective doors will open to reveal the QED. It'll light up brightly once you start charging it, so you'll get noticed. The more charge it has, the longer the range will be for the device. Once it's charged at any level, you can then activate it with the right-click again. While it's running, it'll grab ships out of quantum travel and keep them from getting away quickly. Right-click again to deactivate it. Use the MFD to turn it off completely. You don't want it on all the time as it uses a lot of power, generates heat, and can make you more noticeable to scanners. Also, with the QED doors open, it makes the ship a little more vulnerable to damage. Now keep in mind, if a ship can get outside of your dampening range, then they can use their quantum drive to escape. So fast ships can sneak away, such as other interceptors or ships specially designed for speed, like the Mercury Star Runner or Drake Herald. It's generally recommended that you have other ships to help you trap or attack ships, as the Mantis is not the strongest ship in combat, nor the fastest. Plus, large ships will need heavier ships to take them out. To use your Mantis wisely, get some friends to help you take down your bounties. Remember, most players in AI don't like to be interdicted and will often fight aggressively if the Mantis is the only ship standing in their way. Try to keep out of the line of fire. Mantis ships are normally used by law enforcement, bounty hunters, and pirates. Law enforcement is usually trying to scan for contraband or catch any known criminals. Bounty hunters can use a Mantis to prevent bounty targets from escaping. Pirates are well known to use the Mantis to snare cargo ships in transit. Groups just need to make sure to have wing support for the Mantis to keep it safe. There are two extra paints for the Mantis, the polar paint, which is white and gray with camouflage, and then there's the blue Stormbringer paint. The Mantis is an affordable method for players to catch tricky targets, and as long as you have support or a very good pilot, it can be very profitable too. I love the design style for it, but I feel the inside looks a little too plain, too empty. I hope CIG improves the interior when it gets a gold pass. Hopefully we get more ships with quantum enforcement devices in the future, hopefully capital ship class. It reminds me of the Interdictor Star Destroyers in the Star Wars universe, like in the old TIE Fighter game. They were very fun for surprises, and I assume players will be able to use the Mantis in the same way. Alright, so that's it for the RSI Mantis. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to get more videos. If you're new to Star Citizen, you can use my referral code to get an extra 5,000 credits in-game. Let me know if you want me to review a particular ship or item. Check out my Patreon if you'd like to help me out. Okay, catch you all next time.